and welcome to Strength Hammer, episode 162. There it is. 161 plus 1. Alex, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very good, actually, and enjoying this weekend. How about you, Chuck?
Good. You look as well rested as I feel, I won't say. Actually, I'm just,
Thank
we,
you.
yeah, didn't mention that before we began, but you look very well rested, and I feel very well rested.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been intentionally this week, very intentional about getting good sleep. I've been going to bed
Nice.
before 11 every night, waking up right around 7, getting the 8 hours. There's not been one night in the last 7 days where I got less than 7 hours, and I think it maybe even not less than 7.5 hours.
It's showing, like, 0 bags, skin looks healthy, your eyes are smiling.
You were not telling me how awful I looked
Well,
beforehand.
that was your baseline. Now it's like, okay, well, you're
Right,
you're
right.
leveling up now.
It's so funny because I mean, all it takes, and I used to do this, and it's so easy not to. It's so easy to fall out of habit.
Hmm.
You just don't have caffeine. You don't abuse caffeine.
Yep.
You limit it to 300, 400 milligrams a day or less. You don't have caffeine after like three. If you have the regular schedule, right? You go to bed before, I don't know, at 11. Get ready to go to bed 10ish.
Right.
Wake up at 7. That's it. Like that's all it takes. I even sometimes will take a mini nap throughout the day, like a 15-minute nap, if I'm feeling sluggish. But yeah, it's so actually easy, uh, but it's just hard to. It's easy to fall off of it.
Oh, it is. It is. I know whenever I did CrossFit and there was a very heavy leg workout, that day was always a nap.
Yeah,
That like
yeah, yeah.
that's the only other time like I would, but yeah, like a little 20-minute nap is pretty good. And actually, do you
Mhm.
know the hack for taking naps?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, take the coffee or your caffeine before, then fall asleep. It'll wake you up
Yep.
naturally.
Yep. Yep. It's really, and unless you're super tired, because I've done this thing before
Oh,
where
you're
I
just
was
out.
really, really tired. If you go like 3, 4 hours of sleep and you drink coffee and you fall asleep, you just end up sleeping anyway.
Yeah,
You
and
just wasted the coffee.
you wake up, you're like, it's 11 p.m. Oh no, I better
Yeah,
go to bed, I
it
guess,
didn't work.
somehow.
Didn't work. Yeah, but no, power naps not for everybody, but they do work.
Actually, I have sometimes if it's really stressful at work, I'll be like, okay, I have 20 minutes between calls. I have a
Yep.
little kitchen timer that's like good for like doing Tabata in the home gym.
Hmm.
I'll just
Hmm.
set it for 5 minutes and I'll just lay down on the bench
Yep.
and just dark, eyes closed for 5 minutes, and
Yep.
that helps a lot, surprisingly
I agree.
sometimes.
Just like kind of turning your brain off and just laying and resting in darkness. I completely agree.
Hmm.
Helps a lot.
Yep. Well, there's a little mini fitness
Yeah, there we
chat
go.
beforehand, but we need to get back on topic, and
Sure.
we need to know, Alex, how is your lawn?
Dude, my lawn is same as it was last time, same as it was time before, and I think the time before that. It's untouched. It looks good. It doesn't look bad. It's
Are,
not quite as cut as some of my neighbors, but it doesn't look messy.
I guess the question is, are you done mowing for the year?
I think so.
Okay.
Unless we get like a spurt of really nice weather, sunny weather, maybe, but probably yes. I'm gonna say tentatively yes.
Okay. Because I think after this podcast, we'll have to put the pin in it because there's not going to be
Yeah.
much lawn updates. Because personally,
Right.
I'm going to bring up mine right here.
Ah,
There's my lawn on the last cut of the year. So I got those two cuts in I mentioned.
there you go. Well
Most
done.
most of the leaves down. Um, didn't get a chance to really tidy up the garden too much, but also I just
Mm,
don't care. I'll just do it in spring.
right. Right. Deal with it later.
Yes, and I do have to say, my I've always I'll come back to us here as we talk about this. I've always been like, it's always been push mowers. My yard's not terribly big. I can just push mow it. It's always like hand me downs. Like my dad would get a new one, or my grandfather would get a
Sure.
new one, and I just
Sure.
take the old one because it's like mine's the smallest yard out of the family, so it's not a big deal. The mower I've had for the past 3 years, maybe four,
Wow.
and I've been waiting. Like it's rusting out. They would be like, I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, like the top part kind of rusted out, and you could see like grass
Yeah. Yeah.
clippings flying out the top of it, which is kind of exciting. But the motor itself has been phenomenal. 1-2
Mhm.
pulls every time, go.
Wow.
So like I love it. Halfway through this last mow, it finally rusted out in the edge enough that it started sagging. So it
Mm.
was like grip work to keep it stable and like counterbalance like the sag in it to get through this
Sure.
mow. But yeah, so I guess some looking ahead for springtime. There'll be some
Yeah.
hot lawn action from me because I'll get a new
Wow.
mower. Maybe we'll show it off.
New mower. Very good. Are you gonna get a one where it's the push mower where it like does it for you?
So the one I had was that,
Mhm.
and it just died. So it actually made it harder. So I'm torn because it's not that hard to push my yard,
Really not that
and
hard.
like yeah, and when that part of the mower breaks, it's much harder.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah, because you're just pushing wheels that don't want to spin. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
undecided. I've even considered getting one of the ones that's like those old metal drums where it has the blades on it, and it just like it's
Ah,
not
okay.
electric. You just push.
Oh, yeah, I've never used those. I wonder if they work well.
I'm
Hmm.
not. I had a neighbor that used one. He didn't seem to complain about it. He was an older guy, so maybe
Yeah.
just because it would always work and I could store it easier. So
And you don't even do you need gas for it, or is
no,
just yeah, it's
just
just
push.
emotion?
Yep.
Hmm,
So
that might work.
we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, my lawn is done. Alex's lawn is it's probably done. I don't think we're getting a
Probably not. It's
Sunday.
probably not. I'll be very surprised if I ask you on the podcast, how's your lawn doing? You know, you know what's happened.
Yep, yep. And I'm assuming Neil's probably done too. Just knowing Neil,
Good guess.
he's probably sick of it, and his kid isn't helping. So, but
Fair, fair.
we'll check in with him later on that. But yeah, I guess let's do a little bit of hobby first. Then we'll do our fitness
Sure.
chat, and then we'll do a little bit of news.
Very good.
So, Alex, I know you haven't had a ton. You said, yeah, any hobby going on right now? Any
No,
games played?
no,
Prepping for
no,
games?
no,
Painting?
nothing. Last two of
Shopping?
our nope.
Oh,
There's
okay.
literally zero hobby in the last 2 weeks, pretty much, almost 2 weeks. Yeah, since we came back from the tournament. It's usually what happens after I do like tournament or two in a row,
Yeah, we had a bit
and
of
I
sprint
push
there.
really hard. I kind of burn out. I'm like, I don't have to force myself. Next week, I do have a hobby hangout planned, so I'm gonna do
Nice.
some hobby. We'll see. I would like to work on the Balrog, uh,
Oh,
the
for Middle Earth.
the stand that I got from Mike. Yeah, that'll be cool. It'll be nice in
Oh,
between
yeah, yeah.
thing. Yeah, and I have a game scheduled next week as well of Old World.
Nice, nice. Is it
I should have some
barn
hobby.
or is it outside barn?
No, it's another one. Yeah, a
Oh,
friend is
okay,
coming
cool.
over. Yeah.
Nice.
Hmm.
I'm hoping to get a game in next Wednesday at the barn. I'm gonna get my Bretonians out. It's because
Oh,
I gotta get my
nice.
Bretonians on the field and then my dwarves, and I've played every old world army this year that I own.
There we go. Yeah,
So
that's a good idea. Hmm. When you get the dwarfs out, let me know. I think I'd
yeah,
like to
I
play
still want to
golf
do
with
that
the
narrative
dwarves.
game with you.
That'll be fun. That'll be
Yeah,
fun.
but yes. All right. I did have some hobby, mostly due to travels recently.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm done with work travel. It feels really good. Let's
Hmm.
bring it up here. That's the lawn. So I went to Columbus for work. So I had some fun out in Columbus.
Hmm.
There's a little store that you might have heard online called Roundtable Games.
Hmm.
So they're celebrating their second year, I think, today as we're
Oh,
recording.
only
Like,
two
yeah.
years.
Well,
That's crazy.
2 years. Maybe it's 2 years at dislocate. I forget it. But
Mm.
regardless, this is an amazing setup. It's not. I'd say there's one downside. It's kind of in like a business in type area, like hotels
Mhm.
and business office buildings. But the location is nice. Plenty of parking. There's one downside. I didn't see any like food places nearby.
Ah,
So maybe if
that's a
you're there
bummer.
for all day, but I'm assuming with the way Columbus is, you have to be able to Uber Eats food in without much
Yeah, I'm
issue.
guessing they're gonna get Uber. Yeah,
Yeah.
should be simple enough. Get a pizza.
Yep. But great location. I only have a few pictures here. Then primarily the outside, and then their cat. They have a cat that wanders around.
That
And
is the best part for me.
mm-hmm.
I would just go for it. Could be a crappy location. I would just show up for the cat.
Oh, 100%. This cat was so just chilling in the sun. Let it
Yeah,
sniff me and then just let me pet. It's so casual and cool.
that's awesome. I love that.
What I will say is I'm going to direct everybody to go to my Instagram.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll put a link to it. Actually, there is always a link to my Instagram down below, but you'll see a post about Roundtable with plenty more pictures. It's big, it's nice. There's greenery, there's fountains. It's just exceptional.
Yeah, looks like a
Um,
great shop. If you
it
had a
is.
shop like that in the area, I would frequent it.
Yeah, and the one of the owners was in there, obviously. When I was in there, his name was
Sure.
Michael. So him and I were chatting for a little bit because he's also friends with Vince. So we were just chatting.
Hmm,
He's like, "Hey, what brings you in?"
of
I was like,
course.
"Well, I'm traveling, and I was hanging out with Vince yesterday, and he said I gotta check it out for sure." And he's like, "Ventrella?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's just like, "Oh, okay." Then like we just started chatting, and like him and I made a good connection real quick.
Mhm.
Um, and I picked up a few things while I was there.
Ah, of course.
So I got two round table dice. They're like a matte finish. Like obviously this is all Baron of Dice. I think does it for him, so
Hmm.
it's
Right,
exceptional
right.
quality. And they sold Baron of Dice too. Um, have you ever heard of Moonstone, Alex?
No,
So
hmm.
it is a game. It's a really interesting game
Look it
where
up now.
yeah, like it's no more than 12 models, no matter how many people you have. I guess per game. So if you have 4 people, you each get 3. If there's 12 people, you each get 1. So it's yeah. I've never
Oh,
played it, but the models are exceptionally cool.
hmm,
So
interesting. So there's always 12 models
yeah,
per game.
yeah. No idea how it's played, but the models were cool enough. I'm gonna pick it up. Maybe I'll give the game a go. Like why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, yeah. I would like to play more non-Warhammer games at the barn, or even just smaller scale games at the barn.
This is a good small scale game, but like it has like the same sculpting feel as Warhammer in like a more cartoonish
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah. No, I like
Um,
it. It's cool. Yeah, the models look great.
yeah. So I grabbed the one called Blood Magic, which is like a mix of like 3 very different types of fairies.
It's cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. And then I also grabbed some huge miniatures, Tufts and Flowers Spring Flower Mix. It's apparently an Ohio-based company, but it's like
Okay.
I was doing my same basing on my Grand Cathay as I was on my
Hmm.
Bretonia with some just brown grass, but I'm gonna switch it up and I'm gonna use this with the green texture to make it just different. So, um,
Yeah.
so excited for that.
Huh.
You're looking at Moonstone, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
It does
I'm
very.
wondering if they have. I wonder if they have any goblins because I might pick up
There's some goblins or there's at least some gnomish type things.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Because I might pick up the goblin stuff. That's interesting. Anyway, I'll look at it later.
we'll talk about it offline after we're done here because like I wouldn't mind trying this game and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
me, I'm like it's not Warhammer, I don't care, but I kind of
Right.
want to try this game. It looks
Good,
cool.
good, good.
Like
I
and
was
these
wondering.
models caught my eye before I even went to that store. Like I've heard about this, but you forget
Very
about it,
good.
Um, 2 other things a hobby. So while I was in Columbus, still spent spent an evening with my good friend Vince, as
Hmm.
as I mentioned, and he had me on his show, which was fun. It was a live next to each other, which he doesn't have the best setup for, but I think we got through it. It sounded okay from what everyone said. But we were
Good.
talking about the Warhammer World Championship new models that they revealed, the one that you and I did
Yes,
recording on,
yes, yes, yes.
which is great because I got a lot of bring lots of our discussion into that as well.
Hmm.
I'll link that down below. It was super fun time to hang out and just hang out with Vince. Um,
What was Vince's favorite?
so it's interesting. He One thing that he was calling out that you and I didn't really realize, and I got like the more we got into it, it was like yeah, I started seeing it. Um, Nurgle's changing.
Mm.
So if you
Okay.
notice, like there was a lot of like there's a lot of people with, like the trichtophobia, like they don't like the bunch of circle type thing.
Hmm.
He's one of them. It either if it hits you, it's really aggressive, or you don't care about it at all. And him and I are the exact opposites. It doesn't bother me at all. Him, he can't look at it.
Okay.
But like, there's been a lot less of this. Like, they're less disease. Honestly, they're more fat. There's still some disease and all that, but like, they're kind of not being as boundary pushing into that grossness.
Hmm.
And we're not sure if it's like was there like feedback or maybe they're trying to change it up to see if it will help sell better because like I don't like Nurgle because it's gross. It
Right.
doesn't disgust me, but I'm just like, I don't. That's dumb. I don't like
Hmm.
that. But I like these new ones a little bit more.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I would say like there was some Nurgle stuff I think he was liking a lot. Um, I mean, there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good stuff in here. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and hope
I like Nurgle. It's not my favorite Chaos God, but I do like the gross aesthetic personally.
right.
I think it allows for some very interesting painting. And actually, I loved when they released that warband. I don't remember which one it was, but it had like maggots
Oh
all
yeah, yeah,
throughout.
yeah.
I love that one. I personally like. I will probably never pick it up to paint it, but I can appreciate the aesthetic of it.
Yeah, and it's really what it's looking like. Go watch this discussion. It was a very fun discussion. I had a
Mhm.
great time with it. But the more mortal based you are, the less disgusting you are. Whereas the demons still have that grotesque craziness about
That's
them,
fair. That makes
which
sense.
it
Yeah.
does make sense. Yeah,
Yeah, because as a mortal, there's only so far you can push before you literally like start falling apart.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'll be linked down below too. And then last for my hobby, I have begun putting some color on my Grand Cathay again.
Again, very good.
Yeah, so gonna keep fighting through now that there's nothing going on the
Mhm.
rest of the year for me. Chances are I'm going to start cranking these out because I have to because there's more Cathay coming, as we know.
More Cathay, right? Don't want a big backlog, Mister No Backlog.
Mr. No Backlog, gotta stay true. Because now I have I have Moonstone and I have these 2 characters and then all
Right,
my Grand Cathays.
right,
Thankfully, none of the seasonal boxes tempted me. I
right.
I've
Yeah,
reached past
same.
that temptation because I have everything I kind of want right
Right.
now.
right. None of those really excited me either. We didn't have any old world Christmas boxes, did we?
No, but I think that's intentional because they're
Hmm,
doing so well with like the battalion boxes,
that's fair.
like the new Marauders will be one, the Cathay's going to be one, and that's kind
Right.
of like that throughout the year. So
That's fair. Yeah, they don't really need one.
yeah, but perfect. Well, hobby out of the way for me and you. So fitness. So today's main topic, me and Neil are going to talk about comp going on in
Mm,
Age of Sigmar in Old World. So kind of like a sort of a play on that in a way. One thing I kind of had to realize because it's my definition has changed throughout all my years. I know it's even changed for you over time too. But how like defining fitness for yourself. So you have to make your fitness fit you. You know what I mean?
okay.
So in essence, when I first got into fitness back in high school, it was to not be fat anymore.
Sure.
And that was the only purpose. But eventually you achieve that goal. So then what's fitness to me now? It's not here to help make me lose weight. Okay, what is it? Well, then it became to help me just stay, moderately in shape. And then I had
Hmm.
I think I mentioned before, like my syncope episode. So then that's after I gotten lazy.
Right, right,
And
right,
then it
right.
was to never have to eliminate as many possible health issues in the future going forward.
Hmm.
Um, and then as that grew, it grew into I want to lift as heavy as freaking possible.
Right,
I want to just
right, right.
move weight. And even past that, it has shifted again because now my wife's joining me. Now my fitness I'm defining my fitness as a journey with my wife instead of,
Hmm.
it's the first time I guess it's not fully about me because I still want to go move heavyweight personally. But
Right,
I'd rather go to the gym with her doing what she can do, which is more
right,
machine work
right.
because I'm still in great shape and she's getting in better shape. So
Mhm.
like just like that. So I guess it's more of a I guess a like a loose topic of like how has your fitness evolved over the years? What have you defined it? How do you fit it to your life? Because you have a very different journey, obviously, because of
Sure,
what you do with it.
sure, sure, sure. That's a good question. That's a really good question, and actually, it's a good question to keep asking yourself. Is like, why do I keep doing what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
And there's typically more than one answer. It's typically more than, like you even said, there's many different reasons you pursue fitness. Um, so yeah, at first it was definitely. I mean, it was in high school as well, and it was definitely like I was chubby,
Oh yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And then I got skinny with an eating disorder, right? So it was like I just want to be fit. I just want to be in good shape. I want to be. Honestly, it was very shallow. It was more like attractive shape,
Sure. Yeah. No.
right?
I mean
Which is not a
that's
bad reason,
to be fair.
right?
I mean I probably had that too when I was
Yeah,
going through it in college a little bit. It's like that's
it's like
just the nature of it.
and most people, that's at least part of the reason, if not the reason, right? You want to be in a better shape to be
You want to be hot.
more. You want to be hot. You
Yep.
want to be hot regardless. Yep. Um, so that's what it started with, and I think it slowly shifted into other areas. Right now, it's probably there's two main drivers for me.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, it's increasing the capacity for me to enjoy life,
Right.
right? Fitness should not make your life less enjoyable. It should always make your life more enjoyable. And if it makes your life less enjoyable, you're probably doing something else besides fitness. You're probably doing a sport or a like a bodybuilding show or
Right.
something.
But that's also temporary or temporary long-term pain for the goal you're trying to reach. So that's
Yeah, yeah, which is fine. But I'm
yeah,
thinking about like long-term fitness should be about being able to enjoy and have a higher quality of life long term,
sure, yeah,
right?
yeah,
So for me right now, it's that, but also it's the mental health slash confidence part of it,
right.
right? Because I guarantee you that if I didn't work out, my mental health would be way worse.
Mm,
And if I didn't work out and didn't feel, not even look strong, obviously looking strong and looking muscular
yeah,
helps.
yeah,
You just carry yourself better with better posture as well. Um, but even just feeling strong and confident and capable helps a lot in just day to day life.
yeah. There is a. I think I might have mentioned it here before. I can't. It work travel throws my brain off because I forget about everything that exists and I have ever done in my life. I feel like,
Hmm.
um, but there was an Instagram I saw. It was just some guy that just like picking up a couch, and then there was some person responding like, and I'm just like, wait, oh yeah, I guess right. Like I could go pick up my couch right now.
Right.
Any of the couches in my
Right.
house, I can go pick it up.
Right.
I could probably pick up my fridge without any issue with all this
Right.
crap in it. Would it
Right.
be comfortable? No. Could I
Yeah.
do it? Yeah, 100% if I needed to do it.
Yeah.
That's a very like, oh,
You don't
like
notice those things, and like
yeah,
especially, I mean, I am 28. You are
39.
39,
Yep.
39, right? Um, Especially after 30, like that discrepancy is very noticeable about somebody who is fit and somebody who is not fit.
Oh
And
yeah.
this is where I really drive. Like, it's really about being able to enjoy life more. Like, if my friend right now asked me, I mean, I'm not saying it because I'm trying to sound like a look at me, but like my friend yesterday texted me like, "Hey, we're gonna help this lady rake her yard, right?
Yeah.
From leaves."
Sure.
And
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was like a 2 hour thing we did this morning, right? And if I wasn't fit, if I had injuries of some kind, or if I wasn't very fit, I probably wouldn't be able to do it very well.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
so
also just to
yeah.
piggyback on that, with my recent work travels,
Hmm.
there's varying shapes of folks in my office, and some are much older,
Yeah.
and it's like this
Yeah.
isn't to shame them or anything, but we had to walk at one point. We had to walk a mile and a half, and it was
Hmm.
through half of it was a very slight uphill grade. Like my
Yeah.
shins hurt, like I had shin splints kind of after, like my calves were
Sure.
like
Sure.
tight
Sure.
the next day, but we were doing it, and I think we'd stop like twice because just shape of
Yeah.
people. But
Yeah.
even still, even when we were moving, I noticed everybody was breathing heavy but me.
Yeah.
And it's like those moments of like, oh yeah, like
Yeah.
this is a good
And you
thing that
don't
you're
even
doing.
really
Yeah.
do active cardio, right? You don't really even
Well,
like
I do cardio
do.
every gym session now. Yeah,
Oh, you do?
we do 5 minutes of rowing to warm up, and then we do the 30 box jumps at the end. So
Okay. I mean, a
it's
little bit.
short spurts of that. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then we do walk ourselves. So I guess maybe that helps.
Right. Right, right, right. Um,
I don't do no cardio. I understand
right,
everyone's
right,
cardio.
right, right, right. I do no cardio, and I could still do
Oh yeah,
it.
yeah, it's true. Yeah,
But yeah, so yes, I completely agree
yeah.
with
You do bulk
you that
carrying split squats for more than sets of five. That's cardio.
that's actually a very good point. If you
Those
do
hurt.
certain exercises with high enough repetitions, it doesn't train you like running a mile, but if you're out of breath a little bit afterwards,
Eh,
yeah, it did a little bit of cardio.
Yep. Anyway, sorry.
Um, no, 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 that's a very good point. The discrepancy gets higher and higher. I mean, I can think of so many of my clients where we often don't even focus on cardio until really months into working together.
Right.
But they'll just tell me like, "Hey, I went on this hike I wanted to do," or "Hey, I went on this hike that I did last year, and I felt so much better and fitter."
Nice.
Right? And it wasn't even the
Yeah.
goal. That wasn't even the goal for them. But like, "Hey, just because I work out now."
Nope. You're lagging a little bit. Yeah. But I think I know what you're saying, which is the process of it of just getting in shape helps a lot more than not. So I totally get it. And hopefully you'll come back here in a second. Oh, he's lagging everybody here. So we're gonna pause the recording. I'll get it sorted and we'll come back just so there's no delay. So everybody will see in 1 second. Okay, and internet issues resolved. We're back.
Uh, my apologies.
Your big Jim, GYM was hearing you talk about cardio, and they're like, no, we can't have
That's
that.
right. Can't do that.
They came
Can't do
for him.
cardio. That's right.
Yeah, but I think you were saying about like just the general overall being fitter in other ways does actually just generally improve cardio, which is a nice little side effect. Not fully,
Absolutely.
but it's it does help.
If you don't care about specific cardio and just want to be able to like, I want to go for a hike for a few miles. I want to, I don't know, play sports occasionally, but like recreationally, not competitively. You
Yeah,
can just do resistance training at moderate to high rep ranges, and you'll be fine.
right.
Now, I will say, doing sport is very different, right? If you want to do sport and like play basketball actively and do things of that nature, you got to kind of train for that a bit more because while resistance training is certainly helpful, it doesn't actually necessarily is that helpful for avoiding injury in sport
Right. Yeah. I mean,
because you
like,
don't train in those like lateral and in those positions that you would be in the sport. You're very locked in, very controlled. Where in sport, things happen.
yeah. I mean, and each sport is completely different. Like, you don't
Right.
train for basketball like you train for football. However, you're all going to be running because running's involved in pretty much every sport, or at least skating of
Yep.
some sort.
Yeah, yeah,
I wouldn't say
yeah.
like always wondered about because I enjoy watching Arsenal, up the town, love
Mhm.
that. Just there's people on there like the players on the pitch, 90 plus minutes straight, and they're just running around. I'm like, and they'll
Yeah.
they'll put in miles and miles and miles in a single game. I'm like,
Mhm.
man, like that's like how do you train for that? Other than but like you can't just run to train for that because you have to be aware of like I feel like that's like one of the few sports I feel like the best way to train for that is to just play it as much as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of conditioning, I'm sure. I'm sure they also run. Actually, I have no idea.
They
I would
have to
assume.
run. Yeah,
I would
they have to
assume.
lift weights. They have to do it all.
Right, right, right. It's a lot of conditioning. Yeah, no. I know that right now, if I played a high intensity competitive game of basketball, there's a decent chance I would like hurt myself somehow.
Oh yeah, the well,
So,
the only sport I would play right now if you ask me to is baseball because I like
oh yeah,
baseball and it's not a lot
it's
of
pretty simple. Yeah, yeah,
stressful. Yeah.
yeah. Like recreationally, I could throw hoops, and play like a one-on-one game.
Oh
But
sure,
if like
yeah.
if I got really competitive, I would want to kind of ease into it for a few weeks, get my body used to it before I got like really pushed myself.
Oh yeah, you. Every time I played, because I used to play basketball before I did CrossFit with
Mhm.
the guys that
Oh, that's
go,
right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and it was like just casual pickup games. We got a little bit competitive, but still, I never came out of there without just hurting, not like in a
Yeah,
bad way. And that
yeah,
almost
yeah.
every week somebody like twisted an ankle or a knee, and it's just like,
Right,
why are we
something
doing
happened.
this? Like,
Right, right.
this is it's
Yeah,
a dumb sport anyway. Like I'm gonna say that right now. If you like basketball, you can like
I
it,
love basketball.
enjoy it.
Basketball is the best sport.
It's a dumb sport. Pittsburgh doesn't have any trophies in it because we don't have a sports team other than
Fair.
college. So
That's
that's why I
fair.
don't care
That's a good
about
point.
it.
That's a good point. It is my favorite sport though. It's definitely basketball.
To be fair, you'd have to probably teach me half of it. I get the basics, but I'm
It's
like,
pretty
I have no
simple.
idea what else is going on.
Right, right, right. It's like you teaching me baseball. Like what?
Exactly. However, however, basketball feels like you probably be able to do a little bit easier than baseball.
It's pretty simple. It's like, hey,
Less
throw the
nuance.
get the ball in the hoop. Okay. Do you throw it from here? From here? That's it. That's the only difference.
But like I mean, like the
Stay within a certain
fouls and the
area.
plays and
Yeah,
like
I guess.
yeah. Anyway, regardless,
Yeah.
um, what's I mean that's a pretty good talk of like defining what your fitness is for you and understanding it changes and making sure you do define it for yourself.
Yeah. And I will say, and I think we even talked about this before, it's good to have this macro goal of like, okay, I'm doing fitness and it's just part of something I do. It's like brushing teeth or going to bed early or whatever, right? Whatever habit, journaling, whatever habit you have.
Right.
I just do it because I know that it helps me live a better, more fulfilled, healthier, fitter life,
We should do that.
right?
Journal. My journal's right here. Everybody journal. You should
Yep.
always
I
journal. I
journal
love it.
earlier today, right? It doesn't have to be every day, but journal, gratefulness, things you're dealing with, whatever. Helps put those thoughts on paper.
Hmm.
So I will say that you got to do it all the time
Yep.
at maintenance, but at the same time, it's good to have those micro goals,
Yep.
right? Right now, I'm bulking. I have a certain goal weight in mind, and it's flexible. If I don't get there because I don't know, start feeling fat or I feel like it's taking too long and I want to do a different goal, that's fine. But I have a goal and I'm bulking and I'm enjoying it right now. There's going to be a sense of accomplishment once I achieve it. And you also got to remember, why are you pursuing that goal? It could just be just because you want to.
Yeah, that's perfectly acceptable. Yep.
Yeah. Right. Like, hey, I want to put some muscle mass on. I want to feel stronger. When I'm ready, like, hey, I want to lean out a little bit. Why? I'm not going to do a bodybuilding show. Well, put some fat on. Want to lean out a little bit before summertime.
Yeah.
Want to feel more confident with less clothes on. Right. It could be as simple as that.
Right.
You want to pursue a certain PR. You want to pursue a certain strength goal or athleticism goal. Those are perfectly acceptable. Or even just physique. Like, hey, my shoulders are lagging. Okay, let's focus on building up your shoulders.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be.
Exactly. And like even like healing and recovering.
Yeah.
Like I actually I'm a little focused on right now. Like my right
Yeah.
here. I don't know why. I think it's because my pillow and it just always hurts and like it kind of like then affects the whole right side of my body.
Yeah. You know what
So I'm
I've
like
never done? Sorry, go ahead.
no. So
Finish
like so
finish
like
your thought.
so like
I
part of
interrupted you.
healing is like a focus right now. Like how do I? Is it
Mhm.
massages? Is it stretching? Is it chiropractic? Like what do I need to figure out and make it happen? Anyway.
Yep. What I've never done that I really should do, and I think it would be very beneficial for both myself and just for work, because teaching it to my other clients, I've never done a program for like a month or 2 months, and it was purely focused on mobility and healing from all the injuries and like
Oh, that'd be interesting.
preventative care for injuries in the future. So your goal with the program is not to get stronger with any lifts per se, or even build muscle or lose fat. It's purely a mobility program to improve your mind muscle connection, to kind of heal those injuries up, to really do more balancing work. So, like Turkish get ups would be part of the programming where you're
Yep.
not necessarily trying to build muscle, but you're trying to really get connected to your body
Yes.
and heal some of those built up injuries over the years. So I don't know. Maybe I should do that at some point because I have those programs I purchased from other people, and like 1 month or 2 months, just don't worry about building muscle or losing fat or getting stronger. Just really focus on healing and mobility work.
I'll say, yeah, actually, like I said, CrossFit, like I said, was very good at helping me understand too, like that mind muscle connection and like
Hmm.
being aware of my body. Turkish get ups, yes, very hard. We didn't do them often, but what we did often that did help, just to put it in your wheelhouse, um, just dumbbell overhead lunges.
Yeah, yeah.
And and it's just
Your
like,
core would be like crazy
yeah,
stable.
like you do like 10 switch arms,
Yeah,
10, and it's just like
yeah.
you
That's a
just
good one.
alternate but like, because like you're stabilizing a weight that's really high up there, and you're using
Hmm.
every part of your body. It's except for
Yeah.
your maybe your neck, I guess, but or others.
Unilateral work, so one side of the body at a time, is really good for avoiding pains and injuries
Hmm.
because your body avoids imbalance that way, right?
Yeah.
So it's really good, really good. I like it. That's why I try to do more things like split squats and lunges and things of that nature, especially for lower body, because I feel like lower body you can easily tend to focus on one side than the other,
Oh yeah, it's
where they dominate.
yeah, and then all of a sudden you're misbalanced, and
Right. Have
it's
low back pain because of it.
and then you compensate in the wrong way. Then
You
it's
compensate, yeah, yeah.
injuries. That's yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, let us know in the comments down below. Like, how are you defining your fitness right now? Like whether it's goal, whether it's just why you're doing it. But it's always good to just have that in mind.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah,
Make sure it's something that is going to be sustainable, right? Because if you have a goal of just, hey, I just want to lose weight, but you don't necessarily have a reason for that weight, because like, hey, I want to lose 100 pounds, and whatever it takes, however it looks like, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. Once you get there, and if it was not sustainable, you will gain it back.
yeah,
And I see it. I see it all the time.
yep,
So make sure that you have a good why, know your why, and achieve it in a sustainable manner.
yep. And support system, but that's a different topic for another
Yeah.
day.
Very important support system. Yep.
But now we're gonna shift over to the news we
Mm,
got here. So let me boom. The World Championships of Warhammer um wrapped up, obviously.
very cool. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um and I just want to call attention to the article. I'll try and link these articles down below, but they're on the Warhammer community site. But um yeah, it looks like Spain, United States ended up top leaderboard. So for total points per country, because I do like that it's not a it's an individual event for this, but they do rank you based upon what country you're from to see which country comes out on top. And I see Alex disconnected, but we'll keep going here. Um, but yeah, Spain, United States tied for the top. Let's see, France, top country um, for Sigmar in total tournament points. USA took second, Germany took third. So congrats to that. France, I think, is dominating uh, that Sigmar lately. 40K is the United States. I think we're all expecting that. Kill Team Spain. I know they have a big group over there. And then Underworlds was Denmark. So yeah, I think, do we have the champions here? Yeah. So um, Jean Baptiste for France, 40K, Richard Siegler. As if you're a 40K fan, you're probably not unexpected for that. But yeah, um, John Baptiste. So there we go. I'm not gonna pronounce Imes. Anyway, but yeah, congrats to these two gentlemen winning it all, and then the Kill Team champion here, Spain team, looking good, looking good. And then also the jump over to the Grand Narrative, which is usually my jam, and unfortunately I said I couldn't make it this year, but it looked so amazing. So the Grand Narrative into the webway. Um, so here's Commanders of Distinction. For protagonist, Aaron Fess, antagonist, Garrett Severson, Armor of Contempt Award, Henrik Steelman, the Thematic Excellence Award, Dave Gormley. Congrats, Dave. He's this gentleman right here with all the orc stuff. He's great. He's super fun. Um, Superior Army Staging Award, Isla Bosov, Parade Army Mastery, Best Painted Army, Jesse Patton, Champion of the Interlopers, Justin Katzman, Champion of Chaos, Emery Chihangre, sorry. Champion of Imperium, John Jensen. And Company of Heroes Award for the best team, Battle Group 13. Good number right there. And Firehawks Award, most resilient yet least effective team, Battle Group 19. So congrats to the winners, which really is everybody at the Grand Narrative, but specifically these people that got trophies for being the best narrative. And they also go here and we can see how the campaign ended itself. So, all right, and Alex made it back again before the last bit. I was hoping you'd come back for this one because this is the important one.
All right, what is it?
So we have announced on Warhammer: The Old World Facebook page, which is the only place they announce it. Maybe it's on Instagram. I can't recall. We have some made to orders coming out soon.
Yes.
Empire of Man.
Very, very cool.
Yes. So, what do you think about these, Alex? You're an Empire player, like, or at least a Cities player. So you fall into that category. It fits your.
Mine are a bit more halflings. So given that I like them, I like the aesthetic. They're like the old school aesthetic, right? They are like unit champions for the almost like the, what do you call them? The very static old Empire models.
Yeah. Yep.
Like almost like the very simple sculpt ones. But they're really cool. They're all humans, so I'm not going to be buying any. But I would love to see them on the tabletop. It makes me intrigued if are they going to bring some of the really, really old school ones back or not?
Yeah, because they never. Almost every time that here's the pictures, there's other ones they bring back too, and you just don't realize it till then.
Right. We'll see. Yeah. They do look really cool. I like them. I hope that Mark at the barn gets them.
Well, I don't know if he is, because his stuff's, I think, all modern with his Null army. But
that's true.
Evil Bob. Also check out Evil Bob's miniature painting. Shout out to Evil Bob.
Yeah.
He's gonna get some because his whole army is that edition.
Right.
And he's like, he wanted to round a few things out. Now he can't. So.
Yeah, I actually have a friend who just started Warhammer. He's the game I actually have next week.
Nice.
Who has a bunch of the old Empire, and he has the Empire. He didn't even have it as a part of a Warhammer game, like a 8th edition game. It was a weird Warhammer game with miniatures, but it wasn't regular Warhammer Fantasy.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It was like 3 or 4 miniatures on a block, and they would fight each other.
Huh, I don't know that one.
Yeah, it was an odd one. He had a whole box. Maybe I'll take a picture next time he is here.
Yeah.
But he has all the old school Empire stuff. So he might be interested in getting some of those commands and heroes.
He might indeed. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wraps up the Fitz Hammer segment, I guess, or the Chuck and Alex segment. I don't know. What do we call these? I don't know. It's lawn, and then we just say words until we talk about lawn some more. I feel like that's all we do.
We can call it the non-bald segment. We can call it the non-gray hair segment.
No, we can't.
We can.
I have a few, and then like a one or two here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We can call it the. We can't call it the more handsome segment because he is pretty handsome.
We can call it the childless.
We don't have kids.
Neil has kids, so I guess.
There we go. We are officially the childless segment.
Yeah, the child-free section of the podcast. Not that his kids were ever on the podcast.
We wouldn't know. He has that background. We wouldn't know if they're behind him.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, Alex, we'll catch you next week. But for now, everybody, stay tuned. Me and Neil are gonna jump on, talk some lawn, see what his hobby's about, and start talking about comp in the old world, which might surprise you, of my opinion, considering where my opinion is for Sigmar.
No comp. Everything should cost 1,000 more points.
Okay, there's Alex's hit there. Remember that, everybody.
Sorry for giving you more work. I don't know what's going on.
No, you're good. All right, catch you guys later. Okay, and we are back, and Neil's here. That's right, he's regular yet again. It's 2 in a row, Neil. How you feeling?
2 in a row. We get one more. That's called a winning streak.
Do I know that as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan? I don't know. We won today.
We've not seen one of those in Cleveland. I don't know, ever. Maybe ever.
I'm not sure if we put three in a row together as the Steelers. We're doing okay. I'm not complaining.
Although last time I checked, we're beating Baltimore 16 to, was it 13 somehow right now, with the offense literally having not contributed to those points, other than the guy kicking the field goals.
Well,
So
well, we had the Bengals today, and we needed our retribution. And we're recording on late Sunday, everybody.
yes.
For me and Neil, but yes, we wanted to go win that because it's at home, and we were winning it. But Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Not a
Did
major,
it really?
not a major, but Rudolph stepped in and got us there, so it was pretty good.
Wow.
I mean, hey,
Mason
like,
football. Wow.
yeah, I know. But anyway, how's your lawn?
My lawn had some snow on it this past week.
Oh,
And I
did
imagine
you
yours
actually
did
get
too.
covered? No.
Oh boy, we got a couple inches, buddy.
We got covered like the banisters, tops of railings, like the really high parts that were freezing. That had a little bit of snow, not even an inch. It was like a dusting. But like we had our first snow, but you actually had inches.
Yeah, we get the outer edge of the lake effect here in Twinsburg. So if everybody else gets dusting, we get a couple inches. That's pretty much the status quo. But so that lasted in through Tuesday.
Okay.
And it's been pretty green ever since. And I actually on the Saturday prior to last week,
All right.
actually maybe right after we recorded last time, I did get my final mow.
Okay.
And so we mulched some leaves. High winds today, so all the rest of the leaves are down. I don't know where they are. They might be in somebody else's yard.
Not your yard. Oh.
But yeah, so that makes for the last cut of the season.
Well, then we can officially say, because I finished my cut before we recorded this current podcast. Alex has his done, although he's got that young hopefulness. He's like, well, if we get a couple sunny days in a row, I might. I'm like, it's not happening.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah, so
come on now. Yeah.
All right, so we'll look forward. Lawn talk. We'll have to take a slight break. Maybe we'll fill it with something else. But eventually, snow talk will take over.
Beer talk. We'll do beer talk.
Beer talk. Actually, right now I am enjoying. I was enjoying. Actually, it's funny. This is a day apart. So yesterday, day before Saturday, I recorded with Alex, and I was enjoying a nice Mad Elf. And I'm enjoying another one, but it's a whole day away. So I don't want anyone to think I'm just chugging beers during this whole podcast. No, we've had separation.
Just trying to this is a shout out from the past, the old Mitzi and Jimbo show where they would have a little brew time.
That's true.
I really enjoyed that while it lasted. So maybe we'll carry on that tradition through the winter if you're agreeable.
Yeah. No, actually, I have to go 10 minutes out of my way, which is a lot for me. You know that, but I can get like a mixed 6-pack, I think, so I can grab random stuff. So we'll figure it out. Let us know in the comments if you want us to talk about beer. We are older white men with a podcast with beards. I think we can talk about beer. I think we might be expert on this.
It might be the second most cliche thing as to talking about our lawns, right? So.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about hobby. I thought I covered all my hobby with Alex yesterday, but my friend BB came over, and she went on Etsy and got me the cutest little thing. Bring it up here. This is a 28 millimeter Taylor Swift from her first outfit at the Eras Tour miniature. And let me tell you, for like each finger is this is a resin print, obviously. It's a really high quality resin print.
Wow.
Like I can't see a single seam or edge, and each finger's individual. Like I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow. Imagine trying to take something that small off the and not like getting a finger or anything like that where you're taking off the supports and all that.
Yeah, it's off the supports and everything. It's just the model itself. I'm not sure how or why, but it's great. And actually, I'll come back to this real quick. Hopefully it shows up. This is the box it came in, KEPP. So I'm not sure. That's probably the Etsy person that printed it. So I guess go check them. I don't know what else they make. They could have dragon dildos for all I know. But hey, you know what? They printed a good miniature here. Go check it out. I've not looked them up, but
hashtag explicit podcast.
I honestly, even the times where we don't, I always do, just in case. Just in case. I'm like, it's fine. This show's not for kids. It's fine.
Right. Absolutely. You've been a bad dragon.
You've been a bad dragon. All right. Now you have some actually exciting hobby, and here's a little reference picture of what we're getting into here. So what's this classic Was it 90s? 90s?
That is that's the 90s. That's actually I think a Marauder Miniatures third or fourth edition fantasy. Grom the Punch.
All right, so
His fabulousness.
he is. And if I
I
go
would
up,
want that model. That actually is the in the fourth edition starter box, which you can see right here. That is just a cardboard cutout picture of him that you get on a stand, and that's how you play that game. So, but that's a model I've wanted.
honestly,
Oh boy!
ever since I found out you liked orcs and goblins, you've wanted that model. It was
Right.
Eltharion in this, obviously because of the battle. Like they were both ingrained inside of you.
Well, I mean, that's that. It's the what's on the box
Yeah.
there. Although Grom looks ridiculous in this, but yeah. So that's technically supposed to, I think, be Grom in Eltharion. But yeah.
Right.
So I'm gonna actually go over that army, and I may actually use this green to try and catch more of the army to kind of make it pop a little bit more and change up my skin tones a little bit.
No, it's good. I like it. This is a weird, I guess, side thing because from the preview and I'm done traveling with work, I'm getting this weird, like I'm starting to feel it. You know what I mean, Neil? Like you probably have been able to tell. Like I'm not in the mood to paint. You know, like I like playing games is fun, but like burnt out, tired from everything else. I'm getting that urge, that childish glee of like I want to do this, and I'm very excited because really gotta get through this Cathay army.
Yeah. Well, now you got more toys to like. Now that Cathay's fully complete.
Yes,
it might be a little bit more exciting to you, especially if you dive into some of that army that's coming. So
it is. I'll be buying all of that for sure. Actually,
the peasants are amazing. I love the peasants.
They are. And actually, before we go into the news, 'cause it connects to it, because you weren't on, because Alex and I did the recording of the preview show from the World Championships of Warhammer. What did you think of the reveals? Like, you're a Nurgle fan, you're an Old World fan. There's lots of good stuff for everything in there for you.
Yeah, I actually, so I watched our review show with you and Alex, and then I watched you and Vince talk about it as well.
Nice.
So I was sad I couldn't share my own opinions at the time, but I thought the Nurgle stuff was really cool.
Yep.
With the exception of, I don't like the new Blight Kings.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Yeah.
I don't dislike them. Okay,
Right.
so I guess not like is too strong of a stance for me. I'm like, why? I'm kind of like, why? So I mean, maybe they're trying to make the army a little bit more cohesive by doing that.
Well,
I don't know, but to me, Nurgle was like perfect as it was. It didn't need a refresh, and certainly, while there are many other things that I'm sure still do need a refresh, that was surprising to me. Like Pestigors and everything, great idea. They don't have Pestigors. Cavalry models, perfect. All right, we got some cavalry models in there. Let's hope those horses are still kind of slow. Because fast Nurgle just doesn't feel right.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, the Blight Kings, like if I go back and I don't have one with me right now, but if I showed you one of my Blight Kings that has like the Nurgling crawling out of the stomach, and I know that the belly mouth has been overdone with
Sure,
Nurgle,
yeah.
and that's fine. We can be done with that for a little while. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's more character in the old models than there is in the new ones. Now, a friend of mine who is a Nurgle fan likes these ones more, the new ones.
I would say,
so.
You know me, I'm not a Nurgle fan. I actually like the new ones. I like the toned down grossness on the mortal side. Of course, the demons are going to be grotesque, made up craziness, but like I'm liking the new stuff. Not enough to really, I guess, paint it. Like I still like things like the Glock can. Like he's still super cool. Like the new Festus is pretty amazing. But I don't know. I like it, but I do see because it's a very different take on the Blight Kings. But I'm on the new camp for those specifically.
Yeah. So that's pretty much as far as the Nurgle release goes. Yeah, mostly positive. In fact, I'd probably say all positive. Just I won't be looking into getting new Blight Kings, and if I do look to get new Blight Kings, I'd probably want to get the old Blight Kings.
Which there's plenty out there. So
yeah, I don't think we're going to be running out of those bad boys anytime soon, at least. So
yeah.
But then if we go to Cathay,
yep.
I'll kind of skip Warhammer Quest. Warhammer Quest was cool. A lot of good models in there. A lot more Nurgle models in there. I thought, I think a lot of people have been saying, it certainly looks like those heroes fit better in a different setting. I'll leave it at that.
Yep.
But the Nurgle models look great. The Caterpillar chick looks great. Oh, and I should talk about Festus. A Festus for the rest of us.
Oh yeah, Festus is great. I like him.
The only thing I don't quite love about that model is the leech coming into his belly or out of his belly. Or
it's biting into him.
It's biting. It's like that's the only part that I'm just like, if he didn't have this, the model probably would add by subtraction.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen the sprues, but I can't imagine that piece can't be course corrected. Like, how integral is it? Like, I'm sure you can go without that.
You can bring stuff over that if you really, really want.
Yeah, that doesn't but that seems to be a thing I think that people are on. Generally, I'm not gonna buy it because it's Nurgle and it's not my jam, but so it doesn't bother me. But I see the people who have painted Nurgle going, yeah, that's the thing that they don't like if they don't like anything.
Yeah, and I do like that he's riding a leech. Of some sort too. So that's cool.
It looks like the Tamarcon's. Vince called it out. It looked like the Tamarcon's horde monster a little bit too. Yeah.
I will say the original to me is still a little creepier, even with all the new stuff added. Just the way he's got the guy's head pulled back and he's forcibly pouring that thing down his mouth. The guy's like disintegrating in his hands from doing it. That's like woo. Like it's just somehow more. I don't know. It's like more realistic, so it's gross.
There's a bit of uncanny valleyness with his old model because like he's the size of a normal human, more or less.
Yeah.
Like you look at the new one, you're like, yeah, that's a demon. It's made up. Whatever. I'm not.
Yeah, he's demon prince now, so he should be different.
Yeah.
So that's one level.
But like, yeah. But yeah, no. So, okay. I mean, and Cathay.
But Cathay, I'm super positive on everything that came out for there. It looks great. The peasants are really good.
It's all coming in a box, one box.
Yeah,
us Cathay players have to buy one more box. Sure, got it. Here's another $200. I don't care. That's fine.
Right. And I'm tempted to be like, oh well, the last thing they needed was more shooting, right? But they're getting rules that are changing the current rules in the new Arcane Journal.
Yep.
And I have strong feelings on this as well.
Okay. Go for it. Because it's been 3 books in 6 months, and technically, I don't know if we're overriding everything in that first book, but we're at least overriding the Grand Army.
And we're probably amending some units.
I'm sure.
Because some units needed to be amended.
Balloons.
And for me personally, when I look at this, I know some people could say, hey, I just bought this book 6 months ago. This is too fast. This is whatever. These things aren't that expensive as GW stuff goes. You still have all the lore and everything from the original Arcane Journal that is still something we can look back on. The journals themselves are always put together really nicely.
Yes.
Personally, if this was an army that I was playing, and my army was like, the way I play war games is when something's so out of whack, at least I won't play it.
Right.
It won't. So it'll just sit there and gather dust. And so if this, and when I don't want to have to go search for different rules and 18 different facts, or anything like that. And granted, this may, some of this stuff may get fact at some point in this new one as well.
Sure.
But I just rather have most of my stuff in one spot. So if I can get most of the Grand Army stuff in one spot here, and all the things that made people go, ugh, Cathay, whatever, kind of fixed a little bit, love it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm all for sell me another book. That's fine. And this is coming from a guy who does not have a big hobby budget. Okay,
yeah.
So I would still buy it. So
yeah. No, like I said, as a Cathay player, to be fair, I have yet to get my army out on the table. I will be getting that this next weekend after this recording for Club Day. Since it's not painted, I can only take it to one of my local clubs. But I'm going to get it out to play it in at least the old-fashioned. But I don't mind it because I'm getting new toys as well with it. So if it was just, hey, here's a new Arcane Journal or some story, and by the way, we're changing everything, but there's no new models. I'd be more saltier than not, I suppose, in that.
Yeah.
As opposed to, hey, we brought out so much stuff. Clearly, you don't need Jade Warriors as core. Or maybe like it's 1 per 1,000, as core. Like, sure. Like, and I'm okay with it because, like I said, Needs to be course corrected. I don't mind extra stuff, and as you said, yeah, these books are very moderately priced. Even I would even say just in the wargame spectrum, not even just Warhammer, in the whole space, a $28 book is really a good value for what's in that book.
And just remember why this happened too, right? They wanted to give you Cathay. They could not give you all of Cathay. That's pretty apparent by this release, right? In the time frame that they wanted to do it. So they're like, hey, we're going to give you this army. And because it's so incomplete, we're going to have to dial some things way up and give things like, what did we say? We're like, this unit right here has all the good things that like Empire has and blah, 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 blah.
Because otherwise it's useless.
Half that good, right? And so, here's to hoping now we see a more spread out, internally balanced army, which probably couldn't have been with the first release, but I'm not saying like we couldn't have toned down balloons and still
balloons are the biggest right?
But like now we have an opportunity to internally balance more. I really hope that opportunity was taken. Yes, I guess that remains to be seen. So that would be super disappointing if it's not. So I guess we'll wait and we'll kind of see how everything goes. But if perchance it does not go the way we're hoping, there's some things floating around out there right now that still help with that. We might talk about that later.
Most likely. Perfect. Was there any other part of the preview that you saw that you wanted to talk about? It's like Warhammer Quest is cool. Like I might buy it just to have it, but it's also like I'm hesitant to buy it because I have other projects right now. But like I know what you mean. Like it's cool. I'm glad it's gonna be here. But like anything else, like there was some 40K. There's some Horse Heresy. I mean the Space Marine's cool. Like Titus is cool. That was neat. But any thoughts on anything else?
Space Marines. So what?
Hey, don't forget.
I know they did have a couple new Tau models, right?
That's true,
but for as often as I play Tau or I play 40K, it's probably not a huge draw to me. Battle suits in general, like they're cool.
Well, they are twins. I figured that would catch you because like we're high elf fans. We love the twin aspect.
Yeah. It's. I don't know. I feel like sometimes they dip into that twins thing too often.
Sure, yeah.
But like I get it. Kind of yin and yang kind of thing. Maybe I don't know, but they also dip into that thing too often too. But sure. I don't know. So I like the Rubits. That's why I play Tau. So could I see it getting added into my army at some point in the future? Sure. But outside of that, 40K never really makes me tingly.
Yeah.
So.
That's fair. Okay, well let's check out some of the news things I have here. Let me bring up this first one, and there'll be links below to all the important stuff here too throughout the whole show, everybody. But first, here's a pause screen. So the podcast Dawi After Dark. Neil, have you ever tuned into that?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. It's a great. I enjoy it. It's a nice little listen. Usually more on a competitive side, but doesn't always go there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely good for that. But on here he had the team captain from Team USA from last year, who's going in. I think I'm not sure if he's team captain this year, but he's still like one of the organizers for it. But essentially, since Dawi After Dark has a good reach, he wanted to really grow the Discord and the American pool for folks to do the next team. European Team Championship, World Team Championship. I forget what the event is called exactly. But if you go to this, there'll be a link down below to this. One, you can watch it. It's like a 25-minute video, just talking about like plans and what they want to do and why he's on the British podcast to talk about it. And also links to the Discord, which I have joined because I've always had the urge to want to represent my country at one of these events. I don't know if I'm good enough, but hey, you don't know unless you try. But go check this out if you're interested and you're in the USA to be part of Team USA, possibly, or at least try or at least support. Go in there, join the Discord, and check it all out. So I guess that's more of a PSA. So here's the news. Here's the best part about us recording late on Sunday, Neil. We get to see the Sunday preview.
Oh, nice.
I have not yet. So.
Yeah, you have to let me know what that is.
All right. So Sunday preview. So first up, hey, we got some Ultramarines. Let's keep scrolling. Yep. Let's keep scrolling. Keep on going. Hey, there's a white scar. Let's keep scrolling.
So that's basically the same thing, but painted white, right?
They're a little cooler than Ultramarines, I feel. Fight me in the comments below.
We took that model and we painted it white, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And we put them on a jet bike.
If there are any 40K fans in here, I know they're pulling their hair out right
Say,
now. But
fight
I
us in
can't
the
help
comments.
it.
We won't listen.
Right.
Anyway, Warhammer: The Old World Chaos Marauders Army Reinforcement Set, pre-order next week. So that nice little battalion box that has the 10 horses. That was it. And then 40 Chaos Marauders and 10 horses. Just boom. Here we go. Before Christmas.
That's your Christmas Old World release there, kiddos.
Yep.
Go get you some.
Winter is coming, so you might as well get the nice furs on and start gussying up if you're a Wolves of the Sea fan. And important for everybody, because everybody should buy all the Arcane Journals. Arcane Journal, The Raising of Westerland. So here we go. Another little. So there'll be at least one more Arcane Journal review before the year's end from the Strength Hammer podcast.
Love it.
Yeah. So it's a great cover as always. Like holy cow, just a Marauder. Like I don't know why Age of Sigmar puts a normal dude on the cover, looks like garbage. An Old World puts a dude on cover and they just nail it. I'm like, they're kind of the same dudes. It's just
yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, looking forward to that. Marauder Tribes, Riddle the Chainmaker, Invasion of Westerland. All contains new profiles for the Marauder Tribes, including chaotic traits, chaotic cults, lore of Shadowlands, plus artifacts of Shadowlands, and new common magic items. So that's for everybody. A Path to Glory section provides rules for taking arms for a 500-point army to the Great Warhouse. That should be exciting. I do have my next. We'll talk about it after. It's kind of technically weird hobby, but 500-point Warhouse, course of a campaign with the units heroes gaining experience over time. Also historic recreations, blah 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 blah. So you'll need the Ravening Hordes, Arcane Journal Warriors of Chaos, and the Path to Glory. You also need Cetra's Fury. So yeah, that's kind of good that they lay out what you need. Also, a new map of the Old World. So I have the original one. I will also buy this one because they've updated and changed the map as things have changed over time. So I'll love that. And then Alex and I talked about it briefly, but Neil, what's your thoughts? We're getting made to order Empire State troops, all the old classic sculpts. So these seem to be stuff you might have had. So what do you think about these?
A lot of that stuff. Technically, it was my brother who had it, and I actually sold off a lot of that stuff maybe 3-4 years ago, actually. Okay. So probably a bad move, but I did it. So, definitely a bad move now, but yeah. So yeah, it's good to see it back. I love all the made to order stuff. It's wish they would have made to order Grom. That would have showed up at my house.
It would be nice. And also a quick little made to order for Middle Earth. We'll shout that out because it's a great game. You can get Bill the Pony. It's a great made to order when you can get Bill the Pony. And I think some Black Library. So there we go. That covers all that. But yeah, Old World's still coming in quick and hot. Love it. Actually, I was gonna say Path to Glory. So I have a Path to Glory army for Sigmar. It's my Iron Jaws. I have a, I guess it's called Crusade. It's the 40K Path to Glory. That's my Imperial Guard, the type thing. Plus, I also, I have a Spearhead too, or whatever it's called over there. I forget. But I don't have a Path to Glory for Old World. And you gave me this lovely gift of Nakari long ago. Now, she won't fit in 500 points because she is almost 500 points.
Sure.
But I'm going to create a Path to Glory army around her as the character head, even if she's not the general on the table for a while until I, and then build it up from there. So that will be post-Cathay Old World army, a Demons of Slaanesh army. Maybe a few Chaos Warriors mixed in here or there for fun. But, I'm not sure how the army works out. I have no idea. So I don't know what I can or can't mix.
Gotcha.
So that's on the horizon. But anyway. Comp, Neil.
Mm-hmm.
Time to talk about our main subject. So comp. So I guess let's go back. So you and I we're old heads in the Sigmar scene. We've been around since day one.
Uh-huh.
Neil, early on, comp for Sigmar. Let's go very first Sigmar. Not even 1.0. Game's out.
Yeah.
Game's unplayable in a way that is not just
Oh,
beer and pretzels.
yeah. 100% unplayable at any way you could shake it out.
Yeah. We had some takers going on there, and eventually we got MoComp, which I think eventually became South Coast Comp.
Correct, and that's the one that I tried to push and teach people as much as I could. Um, but absolutely, yeah.
Same here, and we were all for it. Community backed behind it. It was great. It was needed.
Mhm.
We were coming off of 8th edition, so we had things like Swedish comp
Mhm.
and other like there was so much comp in 8th edition. It was actually scary. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It was a Bible's worth of comp in eighth
Yes,
edition.
and having played technically one event with Swedish comp
Mhm.
when they wrap up 8th edition, it wasn't that bad. Like I saw what they were trying to do, and it wasn't that hard to list right. It definitely made you consider different armies per se, but
Mhm.
yeah. But I didn't have to experience that kind of coming into Sigmar, I should say.
Yeah.
So we had the initial comp, we got the Mo comp, and then we got the official updates. And how fast did the Sigmar community jettison comp?
Oh, super fast.
Yeah,
It was in, it was out. Yeah.
it was there to get us by. The company stepped up, said, "Hey, there's I need a studio, whatever you want to call it." They
Mhm.
listened to us, they talked to us, they really did everything that we asked, and then had that's where the playtester team came in, and it's evolved
Mhm.
now from where it is what it was. But it was a very
Yeah.
much more community hands-on driven style approach.
Yeah. Still not balanced, by the way. Not balanced.
Still, yeah,
You
not
know,
balanced, but playable.
Every-
Yeah,
chasing the rabbit on the balance. Always. But yeah, it was very quickly not needed anymore.
yes,
So
and
away it went.
no one looked back. Even
Mhm.
the like Mo and then the the crew, Heel and Hammer, who were the South Coast, I guess, boys for that. No one looked back, and everyone just said, "This comp's done. It did its purpose. We're all happy." And I have not seen any sort of comp in Sigmar since. Have you? I,
Not really.
I
But
said, like,
if I will say so, by the way, I just
sure.
want to
Oh
jump in
yeah,
here and
please.
just throw a little history out at people where I'm not sure Mo ever got the thank you from GW or not. But the point system that we got was eerily similar.
Oh yes, yeah, 100%.
And I'm
Um,
sure if you had some people who were maybe involved in it would probably say was definitely a launching point for what GW actually did. So
you,
um,
you're 100% right. I assume he probably got the thanks. Maybe he didn't want it as public as needed or whatever. But
yeah,
I feel history has remembered him fondly, at least on the community standpoint.
yeah, absolutely.
Um, I still
I'd
have
like to
I
say
still have
thank you again.
yes,
So,
yes. We would not be here. No, a lot of us wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that, because we would have just been, see you later.
yeah,
We're playing
yeah,
Ninth Age, I guess. I don't know. Well, the Ninth
but
Age
yeah, that
people,
led
yeah.
into like 9 years of out of the box, essentially Sigmar, without really a whole lot of comp. I mean, maybe here and there.
Well, I mean, the comp
But,
really is at the GHB. We're getting regular updates. I mean,
right.
and we're actually at
Yeah.
the point where like maybe it's like, hey, slow down. It's a little too much.
Yeah, and they were so quick with it. Like it was hard to even get a meta that stuck around too long. You had your Slanesh of the time, which
Yep,
was throwing an extra 2,000 points on the board
yep.
at one point. But that really lasted what 6 months maybe.
6 months or so.
Yeah,
I mean, really, like probably the perennial winner. I feel whenever Daughters of Cain came out, we were always just below that threshold,
right.
and we maintained it.
Yeah,
I think we finally like peaked above, and like we've been hit down probably the most we have in this edition. But um, there was a sweet spot of me and a couple Daughters of Cain and a couple other armies
uh-huh.
that just stayed really good. But everything else, like too high, you get batted back down. But yeah, like we're pretty much playing out of the box, and it's nice.
Yeah.
However, we're starting to see, I think, on the opposite end, like 40K as well as, because I don't think there's much comp in 40K. I can't say for certain. I don't remember seeing a lot of comp, but it feels like we're seeing the opposite. So there's good and bad every side. You want to be in the middle everywhere in life. Like really, let's
Mhm.
be honest. Being more moderate, and you have opinions left and right. That's where you kind of find a happy balance. We're not going anywhere weird with that. Sorry.
Yeah.
But same thing for managing a game system. Not enough management. 8th edition, we had so many different comp systems. Now we have no comp system, but I feel like we're overmanaged as a game for Sigmar.
Right. And you remember, like, we're talking about two different eras here too.
Yes.
Because really, the moment Age of Sigmar hit the ground, launched in what my opinion is a new golden age for Warhammer in general.
Right.
Whereas the age prior, 8th edition had so much comp because you had books that were decade old.
Yeah, and we're talking pre-end times. Like, that was crazy. We all get that. Put that aside.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking some of the stuff was old. Like, you didn't get updates. Like, if your army wasn't popular, and by popular we mean didn't get updates, so it wasn't very good, so nobody played it, so it wasn't popular.
Yeah.
So let's not go down that road too much. You just didn't get updates.
Right.
Like, enjoy your 6th edition book in 8th edition, right?
Right.
So the thought of having a book imagine right now if you're playing Age of Sigmar with a second ed book.
Oh,
it's inconceivable.
Yeah.
It's not. It couldn't happen, right?
Right.
So it's definitely a different era now as well. Which goes into what we just talked about with the more regular updates and everything, and so the community outreach and all that, which could maybe I see kind of hitting that slope and maybe coming down a little bit. We'd love to see that maybe get turned back up, but hey,
yeah, it's like I said, I think we've seen both ends in our times as war gamers. Like, we've seen the worst on both sides, and right now, Old World is in that sweet spot. And it's good. And to be fair, the way they seem to be handling it, I think we'll be in that sweet spot longer than not.
Yeah.
However, there has been some comp that has been popping up, and it's been a while, but we had so many events we were trying to get through. So this finally we're going to talk about thoughts. Like, so we have square-based comp, and the other one that I know of for sure is the German comp. Those are the two big ones out there right now, and they're very vastly different approaches. And also there's another item. Actually, we'll talk about this first and foremost. It's very simple. So there actually is a Warhammer: The Old World unofficial FAQ that a bunch of TOs have put out. We used it at the Square-based GT. Neil, I'll send it to you as well. But really, it just corrects a few things that, like, really it's more correcting, like, there is no answer to this. It's not correcting things that people don't like per se.
Yeah, not changing points, not doing any of that nonsense, right?
Yeah. I think maybe there's something in here about, like, using old poison instead of new poison, which is interesting. I actually like new poison, but that's neither here nor there. But really,
I don't have a problem with poison. I wouldn't change that personally.
Yeah, but it does correct things where it's like there's no answer to it. So, but I said I'll put a link down below to this, and I'll send it to you, Neil, because, like, it's interesting to have just in case. But outside of that, so generally speaking, square-based comp and German comp. So, Neil, you've been very aware of square-based comp. You've looked into that one.
I've looked into that quite a bit. German comp, I will be interested to learn along the way with you what the differences are there.
Well, it's one of the ones that we're not going to go through all of it because it's so big. It would be a whole review show. But let me get up square-based comp. We'll kind of look through that because it's very light. It's very light touch, and I very much like it. There's Rob's there's Rob's thumbnail face. So what is a square-based comp? Like, essentially, where we're at right now is, okay, the biggest problem I think we have is, like, outside of Grand Cathay and the Green Knight, which I've seen events comp both of those, where it says you can have 2 balloons, only one can have a hero in it, and Green Knight can't charge the turn it comes in. Those 2 fixes, really, have tamed down those armies. Not fully, like, Bretonnian's still good because of the hero type things you can do, but still, it removes a lot of the feel bads.
Right.
For those 2 armies, and that's really it. However, we have, as we're all aware, we have the legacy armies. Also, we're going to call them the Renegade because we use the Renegade packs personally. And then the core armies. Renegade packs are being left behind. Obviously, there's things like the Renegade pack to help bring them up, but still, that Renegade pack is a very light touch. So, Neil, why don't you kind of walk down? I have it on screen right now, but, like, what is the point of the square base? How is it tackling these discrepancies between armies?
So what they're doing is they're taking armies and they're placing them into tiers. Okay. So starting with the S tier, moving down to A, B, C, and I think maybe even
Actually,
D.
there's no S tier right now, I don't think.
Oh, there's no S, so
No
they're,
S
they're
tier.
sticking with just A.
A, B, C, D,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so that's A, B, C, D then. And then based on what you like, where you are in the tier, they set how many points you are allowed based off of a 2,000 point minimum, or minimum.
Yeah,
That's
we're
it.
assuming all
Right.
games are 2,000 points.
All games are 2,000 points. If you are in a lower tier, a B tier, a C tier, a D tier, you will get more points depending on which tier you're in. Okay, to a maximum currently of 2,600 points.
Yes.
So, which may throw out some alarm bells. It may say, like, you might think to yourself, okay, well, if I'm Skaven and I have to take more 2,600 points, that means I have a higher core requirement. That means I have to like bring more clan rats.
Sure.
That's not really good because then you're just going to kill the clan rats faster and get more victory points. And so the other thing that it does, which I think is so smart,
Yep.
and I'm not sure I would have thought to do. In fact, I'm
we would have not.
Is they adjust the points that you gain for killing a D tier unit back to compared to like the 2,000 point, the A tier, right? So essentially, you get less points for killing a unit that is in the D tier than you would for like an A tier unit.
Right. And it does help. And like I said, and to be fair, all of this stuff is mostly aimed at matched competitive play, tournament play.
Yeah.
Would this work in non-competitive play? I think so. I could see like even casual games pick it up to add this in. But yeah, it's so smart that they're calling it the kill point modifier. So to just, and here's how it works. So if you killed a 2,600 point army by the modifier, you just killed 2,000 points. It just evens that point system back out, so TOs aren't pulling their hair out.
Right. And the other thing I'd like to mention about this too is it's not just grand armies that are getting tiered, but also the arcane journal armies as well, which is amazing, right? Because maybe grand army high elf, where you're running 2 dragons and everything, maybe that's creeping into A tier. I've heard about that, still winning tournaments, going 4-1, things like that. So, to put them in a C or something, or like a D with the Lothern Sea Guard army, right? That wouldn't be very, like, that's not going to get anybody playing anything new, right?
Right.
Or it's going to, you get 2,600 points of, grand army. And now before you know it, you're running 3 dragons,
Yeah.
and that is all, right? So it allows
also,
you to kind of,
to be fair, there's still going to be caps on things like the match play restrictions you'll see.
sure.
So you'll still only have 500 points per hero, 1,000 points on characters, even with the extra points you're getting on some of this stuff.
Yeah. There is one thing that I would personally like to see, and this is just a personal thing, and I don't know if we should get into too much wish listing and stuff like that, but for my events, what I would love to do is stop at 1,000 point cap on heroes, period.
To be honest, though, that's the best part about this style of comp. This is a layer with the added layers you can add for the match play guide, and as a TO, you can add that extra layer. Like if I saw that, it'd be like, hey, we're using square based comp, we're using the Grand Army match play restrictions, I forget what they're called, and no more than 1,000 characters, no matter what army you choose. I'd be like, okay, but like laying it out early is perfectly fine, and that's where layers are useful for TOs of different sorts. Like I know where I'd go if I was going to do a competitive event versus a narrative event or just a casual event.
Right.
And
so,
even still, you can make your own version of this. Like, I don't know about you, Neil. They have High Elf Realms in C.
Yeah.
I'd probably put them in at least B.
I think they'd go. I think Grand Army would go in B, and arguably the Creation War Host as well, based on
yeah,
maybe C, maybe C.
But also too, like this our local meta between Ohio and us, we have a ton of high elves.
Right.
So maybe that's why we see it so much more prevalent than other people. So we might throw it up. Like we could make a local version, be like, hey, we're using square based comp, but just no high elf realms are in B, and everyone goes, okay, I know what that means.
Yeah.
So
I think there is an argument there that says, well, now you're allowing, like you're forcing A tier armies to run the best version of an A tier army. right?
Right.
And yeah, I agree, but that's probably more in your match play tournament scenario. But also, they were going to do that anyway at a tournament.
Right.
I okay, like they just were. They just, I mean, based on the history that we were seeing, right? I mean, yeah, anybody who was aiming to win the tournament and was taking Bretonians was doing the thing, right?
Right.
You know, so I don't think it changes much. I also think that, like, you know, with like, boy, I almost called them Soul Blight, but vampire counts being out there, I still don't think they're going to struggle if they're running, you know, a hard list, right?
Yeah, no,
No.
I agree. But it's weird too. Like they have like vampire counts, and they also have renegade vampire counts.
Yeah,
Just to make sure it's all clarified. But
yeah. It's
and
great.
like I said,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of this too is like they have data they're looking at, but there's not a ton of data for Old World. So there's some
Mhm.
gut reactions. But the easy part is, oh hey, you go to this website. This is updated on October 9th or
Yeah,
September 10th. I don't know if he's using British or English or British or
yeah.
American on that. But you know, I could come here tomorrow and they've updated and say, hey, we've seen a lot of stuff, and hey, you know what? Renegade Crowns, B
Mhm.
tier. Just change it up real
And,
quick.
and I know that I perused some of the Facebook groups and everything, and when this hit the table, you know, there's a lot of poo pooing and a lot of arguing. Oh, you know, this is just some podcast guys putting this together. What
Yeah,
gives you
sure.
the right to change the game and blah blah blah? Well, yeah, it is, but these are also a couple guys who run a lot of events, a lot
And
of events.
do look at a lot
Okay,
of data. Like I said,
and look at
Rob
a lot of data.
Rob
Yeah.
has a lot of history for Sigmar that he's done good data. So
And
yeah,
so if
and
you
Val's a
know,
very
my
experienced
argument
player from
to all of you
40K.
out there is who better? Who would you rather have do it? You know, because honestly, I mean, and if you are personally arguing about it, have you run an event? Um,
Yeah,
Probably not. Okay, so you know, you can still have an opinion on this and still not like it or whatever, and that's your right, and that's everything. But I don't know personally anybody who's, you know, they've already put out this Renegade pack that they have taken a lot of community feedback on.
yep.
They're planning on taking a lot of community feedback on this as well. So, you know, your voice will be heard.
You're right.
You know, but
And I think the best approach they've taken is the same thing that MoComp had.
mhm.
If Games Workshop's Specialist Design Studio came out and corrected every issue, say 2.0 comes out, every issue is corrected.
Or even not, but like, hey, we've got something else to try now,
Yeah,
right?
well, it's just like it's just like, but like if GW corrected every issue, Rob and Val are both like, snap, gone, this is done, moving on.
Yeah,
Like I said, it's here for a purpose, but it's not here to change the course of the game, which is the best
right,
part.
right.
Now, two things I would say here is one, they have some additional restrictions, which is yeah, no more than 500 points in army value in a single character or unit, and with the
Mhm.
exception of the Ragnarok, which is Rob's little pet thing, um, that's all fine.
Yeah,
The only thing
yeah.
I would ask here possibly is I know it's dumb, I know it's simple, it's only two images and like some text. I wish they would make this as a PDF that was dated. Because say I was running an event in 2 weeks, I say we're using Square Base Comp, and say they change this tomorrow, and I've had my pack out for another month.
Mhm.
People will be looking at different things, and that could throw me off completely. As a TO, I would appreciate if they put it out, and there would be, and I can say we're using version 1.0 dated this of the Square Based Comp. So that when
Sure.
someone searches it, they can find the old one. Here's the history. Boom. That's the only thing
Yeah,
I'd ask. And actually, I might message Val and just be like, "Hey,
yeah.
that's one thing I'm thinking of." But to be fair, I don't hate this. It's very light. It's a layer. Use it, don't use it. Neil, your event, we didn't use it. There was no real problems.
Yeah.
Um,
My event was being planned well before this actually
sure. Yeah.
even hit the desk. However, if it had already been out, I'd have used it.
Sure. Yeah. Why not? Give it a
Yeah.
go.
So, yep. Especially at a narrative event where we're all here to just have fun anyway and kind of figure this stuff out. So yeah. And honestly, you know, almost for like a narrative event, it might even be too strong for a narrative event if lists are being toned down anyway, right?
True.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, it might be too strong. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion.
it is. So we're gonna take the opposite side of this. Now there's another one, and you asked who better to write a comp pack. Well, what about if it's a ton of TOs and people that actually are fully involved in playing this game at a high level?
Yeah,
So
sure.
another good option. However, it gives you a different type of comp. So this one here is the German comp. There it is. LD3, I think, is their the group name, essentially. They have a Patreon and all that stuff, but they put this out for free. But feel free to check that out. I'll link to somewhere with this. I don't know which one I have. But if you're gonna look at this document, you're gonna notice we're gonna scroll all the way down real quick. It's a 9-page document. So this, well, and it's frozen. This is a much broader document. So we're going to do different things. So general restrictions, then the core faction pack, legacy faction pack, terrain declaration. So like scoring, determining winner, mission, snares. So we are comping everything to be more in line, to be a more balanced game is the goal of this comp.
Mm-hmm.
However, as it says here, there's 3 pillars: restriction pack, game changer pack, and point pack. Because they are okay with adjusting points. They're okay with everything. You can use 1, 2, or 3 of these. However, whatever you like. That's why they split them out into three pillars, which, hey, if we think back to Age of Sigmar, open play, match play, narrative play, it worked.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I know things like, I think the World Team Championships use German comp. It has been picking up, obviously, in the Europe scene. US, I'm not sure where it's at with that. To be fair, I'd rather take the square-based approach first before I dive into something like this as a player.
Yeah. I can tell you where I already stand on this, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's now. I would say like we've seen other comp packs in different different events, like Nova. You and I've been through the Nova pack. Mm-hmm. That is them trying to change the game to a point, saying, "No, I want you to play the game I want you to play." At least the goal with this one, and this isn't to poo-poo the Nova. Like if that's what you like, go play it, have fun. Mm-hmm. This is to say, here is the most balanced version of the game we've been given by GW. Mm-hmm. Is there a lot of assumptions they have to make? Sure. There's interesting things like you can have 0 to 4 units with the Fly X special rule. That's a very interesting restriction. Mm-hmm. And I see like as a high elf player, I'm like, oh. And there's different things like you only have so many 0 to 4 war machines. And some war machines only count as 0.5, some count as 1, some might count as 2. So it's like it's a lot of list building for what you're doing here. Yeah. And like I said, there's a lot here to go through, so we're not going through all of it. But mm-hmm. I said I'll make sure it's linked somewhere down below. But like that's the general restrictions. It's just going through each army and saying this isn't good. You can only do this. You can only have this many. You only have blah blah blah. Cathay, one of the big things. Thunderous Impact. That's the Lost Swift Stride. Doesn't stack, so you can't keep it everywhere. Mm-hmm. Sky Lantern specifically in Cathay. So I've seen a lot of events limited to just 2, only 1 character on a balloon. Mm. They've been in here and said, hey, wounds are 5, and you can't fire and flee, and you're no longer unbreakable. So they don't necessarily limit how many balloons you can take, but they do take away the things that are causing the issue internally on it. Mm-hmm. It's a very different approach. I don't hate it, but mm-hmm. this isn't for casual play, is what I'm saying. Like I can't put this in my group chat for like my local club and be go for it.
What I would say, having run an event now and everything, is you have to know your scene.
Yes,
I think both of these are absolutely applicable. Yep. You could do either or, but if you have a bunch of players like I have, who I know, the vast majority of who's coming here are guys who get one-off games every couple of months. They are not going to want to see this comp.
You would be lucky to get them to use the match play restrictions. So, right. and like, hey, let's say I know for a fact, or not know for a fact, I've heard that some of the list builders are looking to have a drop down, because there's a drop down for the Renegade pack right now. Mm-hmm. That there'll be a drop down for the German comp pack in the near future. You don't necessarily need it for the square base because you're just changing points. But
you will have to have that. You will have to have, because going to pen and paper on this kind of stuff with a compact and all that kind of stuff is going to be just a lot. And, the other thing, like square based, if you have a more casual group, a more casual area, that plays, mm-hmm. right? Now you may have some guys who are super competitive, and this comp may be right up their alley. But right. You have to understand where the majority of your tournament's coming in. And, the majority of my guys are going to still want to open up the book and see, oh, I just do this, right? With a few exceptions, right? And that then you feel like your book that you bought is worth something.
Right.
Right. And that's nice, right? So you have the materials at hand. But if the majority were competitive players, and I think in Europe and especially in England, where events I think happen more frequently, probably a more frequent basis, you may see some more competitive um, areas, demographics. I don't know. Then yeah, sure, I can see why this would be popular.
Yeah, to be fair, with where I'm at right now, if someone wanted to play a game, like Wednesdays at the barn, we're not using any comp pack. Like, we used a Renegade pack because it just makes sense. But everybody just, really, the Renegade pack is just playing the armies models the way they should be played anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, like, light lift. But really, like, outside of that, I could probably get the square base comp to work at the barn. But it would still be a hard ask because we're just showing up, we're putting dice down, we don't really care who wins. Maybe occasionally, like Alex and I, or me and Brad, we'll play for a tournament and we will use something specific, but we will just make sure we play each other, and we're well aware of that. This, I could never get into the barn. However, that said, I want to say we're not poo-pooing this. I think this is really unique, and it's kind of fun. Like, the best part about Warhammer, Neil, when you're not playing, is list building.
Oh, sure.
This gives 100%. You a
100%.
new level of list building. You're not even thinking of this stuff. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah. Honestly, like I was just building an orcs and goblins army, right? And I'm like, should I build this to 2000? What if I play square base comp? Should I build this list to something else that would open up a whole lot of more options, and everything else,
Hey,
so
also, I'm saying for Tarathi's, you should probably plan it for 2200.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that one simple. But regardless, I think this is neat for the high level play. Like I said, and then also the points obviously go through. They're even changing the toughness. Like, they're nothing is off the table for German comp, let's say, to change anything. Like, let's go high elves. Let's Grand Army includes character with one of the following honor names, 0 to 1 for corresponding unit may be taken in core. So if you have Lore Master, Sword Masters, you get one of those in core. Shadow Stalkers, you get Shadow Warriors in core. Actually, you can take 2 in this. Anointed of Surian, you can take a Phoenix Guard as core. That's kind of neat.
I like that.
Blood of Caldor, Dragon Princes as core. It does say 7 max models, because that would be really aggressive, because my whole core unit is just a big Death Star Knight block. That's aggressive. And it has to be the general. So, but like I said, that's kind of cool, and that makes sense with a modern take on wargaming. However, I could see where some people are like, what do you mean you get Dragon Princes as core? That's ridiculous. I'm like, okay, yeah, it is. They're good, but
yeah.
But yeah, like I said, and then like I said, they go down to guidelines for player place and TO place terrain. There's even stuff for baggage trains. It kind of does what you did, where it just corrects where it kind of goes down and how it works, and then even scoring. So essentially, I think it's a 20-0 system. So how you can kind of do it, which is good. So if you're going to put out a whole pack like this for somebody, I want to know how to run this event top to bottom. And this pack does do that. Like everything, it's great. We're going through it here a little bit, but like I said, I'll put links to all this and I'll send it to you, Neil, because it's fun. It's fun. And they also use that old world unofficial FAQ as well. They call that out specifically. Okay. To be fair, I think a lot of scenes are using it because, like I said, it mostly just corrects stuff that there's no answer for, and we're just kind of guessing. But now there's a community of people who have seen it played and said this seems to be the best answer for it. Yeah, but generally speaking, so comp is good and comp is bad. We've seen both sides. In Sigmar, I was so against comp. No comp. Once the company took it over. Honestly, now, even in Sigmar, it's going so fast. I want to be stop. I don't want comp, but I want them to just stop.
Yeah.
Whereas old world, there's things that are issues. I'm okay with some comp right now. It makes sense. The biggest worry for me, and I think it's gonna be the same for you, and please just jump in on this, but I don't want to have to stress about more than 2 comps, maybe 3 at most. I go, where are we going? Like, I don't want to go to Ohio and we're playing square base comp, but I go to New Jersey and we're playing German comp, and I go to like West Virginia and we're playing, moonshine
Here's what I'll
comp.
say
Like,
to
you know what I
that.
mean? Like,
And I
it's
know
a can of
that's
worms that's opened. It's worried.
that's a community fear as well. And to that, I always say, vote with your feet.
Yep.
You don't like it, don't go. The point will get crossed. That's an unfortunate way to handle things sometimes, but just let the TO know, hey, this is I'd love to come to this event. This is why I'm not coming. I wish you the best, but that's just too much for me. Put that out there. These are the things that I'd like to see, whatever. And if enough of that gets out to the people who are running things, right? We want to actually bring people in, then that'll get flushed out. The other thing too is just as a rule of business, there's a rule of three, right? Everything, it doesn't matter how many companies you have. And sometimes they say rule 3 to 5 in business, but it's the rule of three. There's always three big companies that eventually make their way to the top, right?
Right.
And I think you'll see that with any comp system. As far as like Old World versus AOS is a different is main studio, right?
Yeah.
And so they've got more resources to work on this. Specialist games, obviously not nearly the amount of resources to work on this game. Things are going to come out slower. The fact that they're putting out arcane journals really at the rate that they are
is impressive and blowing us away.
Yeah, awesome, right? But I think that where the problem is the main game isn't going to get touched as much because of that. And I think the main game needs to be touched. But that's why the comp is starting to show up, because I think a lot of people have found that. And now they're trying to say, hey, there's a lot of things in this game right now that are not a problem with the arcane journals. The arcane journals are fine. They're great, right? But the main rules are what's kind of, literally just throwing a ball and chain on your leg to drag forward, right? So if you can throw some comp in there and, may go from a 50-pound ball to a 10, then let's do that, So
yeah. I think
still not perfect.
The thing you have to look at main studio. So the main studio, there's the 40K team and there's the Sigmar team. We know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Those two teams only have to focus on that game. Where if we look at Specialist Design Studio, they have Old World, Horus Heresy, Legion Imperialis, Necromunda.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it.
Isn't it Warhammer Quest as well? Don't they have Warhammer Quest?
I think Warhammer Quest is main studio, technically.
Is it main studio?
I think it's main studio. Don't quote me on that last one. But regardless, Warhammer Quest gets put out, there might be one FAQ. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a long-term thing. That's a very short-term commitment. Right. Whereas if I had a boss and my boss knew I had one responsibility and it was this thing, they're going to make sure I do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're the redheaded stepchild of the department and you're doing 12 things,
right,
you get looked over like, you good? And then you just give a thumbs up and you get left alone for another 6 months. That's Specialist Design Studio. I honestly, and with that in mind, which is why I think Sigmar is so aggressive to make sure that they stay on top of it. That's their role.
Mm-hmm.
Specialist Design Studio, or main studio, does that. Specialist Design Studio, their goal is to put out a great game and have a good time, really. They're definitely the old style, but they have a lot of new modern sensibilities, and they see how they can make money by being slightly more proactive. But I think they might look at things like this and go, yeah, these were kind of working. The community is helping out. It's like we're kind of back to where we were with like early Sigmar. Let it ride. Let's not break what they're doing because it is working for them and they're happy. Yeah. Let's keep putting out the stuff that is new and fresh that they can't do. The community, we can make new armies. Me and Neil have done it. There's other people out there have done it with our armies of infamy, and we'll get them to the table eventually. But regardless of that, we can't take those to most events. Heck, I couldn't take my narrative to Neil's narrative event. He said no, which is like, that's fine. But if Special Design Studio put out my army, Neil would be like, cool, it's good, it's in. So Special Design Studio is going to push where it makes sense for them to push and not concern themselves with the things that maybe the community are picking up the slack on.
Right.
So it's a very it's that Sigmar 2.0 time all over again for me personally. Like it's good, it's enjoyable. It's kind of like you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. Yeah.
But
yeah. But like, okay, where are you feeling, Neil? Like, and like, to be fair, and I still have that worry back in my head of, hey, what if a billion comps come out of this? I hope not, and I refuse to.
I don't think you're going to see it. I don't think you're going to see it because the other thing is the just like what you talked about, there's so many people that use list builders for this game. And the ones that those list builders decide to program in to their list building, it's too easy to use those.
Yeah,
You know,
it is.
if it's a fringe comp, it's not going to make it, and nobody's going to use it. And as a TO who has to read over lists for a competitive event, you better be using something that I can read.
Yeah.
I don't want to see your pencil and paper bullshit unless I'm running a very narrative something.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
Actually,
I think that's going to help corral that as well. I'm not very worried about that.
I'll say, to be fair, we talked about like 3 at most. I think we're actually already at 3, and the third being game as is.
Sure.
So really, I think we're there. And what helps too is the fact that both those 2 comps we've talked about have taken the opposite approach.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that means that
light touch, heavy touch. Yeah.
Yeah, we just work on those 2 and see if maybe we get something corrected by design studio.
Yeah.
Like, heck,
it's your choice right now is no touch, light touch, heavy touch.
Yeah, exactly. Which is perfect. And hey, yeah. I mean, I hope 2.0 comes out. I hope these other 2 comps that are like, we get 2.0. Let's say that's in what, 2 years time estimated.
Mm-hmm.
We're unknown.
If it is 2 years, I will say that is a long time to be playing this particular version of the base rules. So
yeah, it could be 1 year for all I know. I don't know.
Yeah, and so I am very happy to allow some sort of comp into my game at that point. So
I'll say yes. And my big thing, I would say, just word of caution from someone who's been through the Sigmar stuff, from 8th edition stuff. We get a new edition of this game. Those 2 comp systems just go, hey, cool. We'll update in like a year's time. We need to see how this shakes out in a whole year. Let's not rush it. Let's not go, oh, just so we stay relevant, here's an updated thing. It doesn't. No, that would be what starts the trend of bullshit with comp.
Right. That's and for me, like if I'm running an event and a new edition comes out, we're going straight to the books. We're not using it for anything else.
There's no idea otherwise.
Yeah.
Like no one has.
And you know
idea.
what? I will say too. If you saw like their match play guide that came out, you'll notice some things that they've tried to kind of corral a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Just into that match play guide. So you can tell that they're not ambivalent to what's going on.
Yeah.
Like they see some things, right? So I am optimistic.
There's just an acceptable level of nonsense that is allowed in the game because it's fun. And I don't mind that.
And I was having a discussion. I am planning to attend my 5th Brewhammer in a row, which is Age of Sigmar. And I was having a discussion with Big M last night in the wee hours of the morning about how I think, the things that I'm just so mad about with AOS is I feel like they've pulled the fun aspect out and they kept strategy and took it to the 9th degree. And that's great if you really like that. But I like the fun.
Yeah.
And so a lot of that fun is, I feel like, not there anymore for me. But I'm going to use that event to hopefully change my opinion. But we'll talk about that another day.
Yes, we will. Sadly, I was really hoping like what you were like, saw you waffling back and forth. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, let's go figure out, and then work.
Yeah.
Could I do it? Yes. Do I want to? Not really.
You've had a lot of that recently. I completely respect that decision.
Yeah, but still, it'd be fun to go play and have that fun with you guys. But we'll see. I need to start looking at next year. I think the only thing that we've looked at that would be a Sigmar related so far has been Holy Wars or Holy Havoc, whichever one that he's having in June. But still, I need to plan Terathi. I need to get that going because I've been lazy on that.
We're all desperately awaiting bated breath.
Who gets the invite this year? I don't know.
That's right.
Well, Neil's good. We'll know that.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, Neil, you're not invited. I just closed the screen right now. I'm out of here.
We'll see. There's the other part too, where there might just be a barn thing, which gives, like I said, it. That's a different topic. That's later. Anyway, yes, let us know in the comments down below what comp you like. If you don't like comp, even what game system you for with it. There'll be links to a lot of stuff down below too, because I realized I put a lot of stuff I need to link in this show. But definitely check out
Feel
the
free to
comp
tell
ones.
me I'm an idiot. That's fine because I am.
Yeah.
So
And we won't read the comments anyway. Well, actually, I'll read it. I'll shrug and I'll just
I'll
move
read
on.
it 2 months from now for sure. I will read it, but
Yeah.
I'll remember a long time from now. I don't get the notifications.
Yeah. But all right, everybody, we will see you, I guess, next week because we're in that regular zone, and I promise I will have some cafe progress for you all.